Well, good morning and welcome to CityLine. It is great to be in your home on this rainy Thursday morning, which happens to be the 18th of April. We are live, as you know, every Thursday morning, and we have a great hour ahead of us. Later on, we'll be talking with Job Fest 2019. They just had a beautiful article written about them in the News Tribune. And if you are somebody who is looking for a job, or you know someone who is looking for a job, you definitely want to hang out for that fourth segment. And then Tacoma Sister Cities Film Festival is here. I have OK Soon and I have Walter and Francis here to talk about the film festival and what you can expect from that film festival. It's become legendary in Tacoma, and you definitely don't want to miss that. Fort Nisqually Living History Museum is here. I call them the Williamsburg of Washington State. They are here to talk about their partnership with, believe it or not, Tacoma Community House. How's that for a wonderful pairing? And then with me right now, I have three individuals. I'm calling them like the couch of hair, because these men have hair for the world. This is the three individuals that make up the Tacoma Guitar Festival. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Tom Alexander. You are still the booking manager and you work for the Tacoma Dome. Welcome back.
Indeed. Thank you so much.
Good to have you here. And you brought with you Mr. Bruce Adolph. You are the co-promoter for the Tacoma Guitar Festival. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. And Joe Riggio, my neighbor, my former neighbor. Welcome, Mr. Local Guitar Maker, it says. But you are that in all of its grandeur and so much more. So, and also give your wife a big hug and a kiss for me, would you?
I'll make sure to do that.
She's fabulous. All right, so let's talk about this. First off, I'm going to start with Joe and work my way back.
Sure.
Tell me how you got involved with this festival.
Well, Bruce and I have, we go back pretty far on a lot of levels with promoting different conferences and that kind of thing, and he's welcomed me into his world of that, and that's opened a lot of doors for me and my guitars, actually. So we just carried that into the Tacoma Guitar Festival when he was putting that together. And
I love that. So it's still the good networking and not what you
That's
know,
right.
but who you know.
It's friendship.
It is. We're all connected. So and for you, Mr. Bruce, how did you get involved with this, and how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing the guitar shows about 10 years now.
Wow.
And I started doing a lot of them in Kent, and we still do that show in Kent. But then I got a call from Tom, and Tom had a vision of doing something much larger than we were doing. That one in Kent's like a tabletop. We want to do a festival, which is a festival atmosphere, breeds community, brings in lots of people. So we have the main stage with many performers who Tom will talk about. And we've got 100 vendors or more, and it's just a great hang. It's the best hang for the guitar community.
I love that, hang.
Yeah.
That's a good word, it's a hang.
Yeah.
So you were open enough and had enough vision that when Mr. Tom over here came to you and said, this could be bigger and better, you said, yes, let's fly.
Yeah, we've both been to a big one in Dallas called the Dallas International Guitar Festival, where he came from. He moved to Tacoma and said, Bruce, I want to do it here. And I said, I'm in. And we've been great partners ever since.
And you know, Bruce knew all the manufacturers and all the retail in the area, and somebody like Joe, who's we consider one of our chairs of the board of advisors, just knows everybody in the community. So that was essential for getting our foot in.
And good on you there, Mr. Tom, for recognizing what you saw in Bruce and then thinking, he's the gatekeeper. I get the friendship, I get him, and then everything else happens.
It's great. We're excited to keep on doing this forever.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Bruce, this is the 5th year of the Tacoma Guitar Festival, and you kind of gave me an overview of how it got started. But that first year, what did it look like?
Actually, it was a success right out of the gate. And now we've grown to be one of the largest events, not only in the Northwest, but on the West Coast. So it's really exciting. And some of the bigger companies and bigger companies are going, okay, we got to get a part of this. We keep hearing about this. We got to get started. Let's go. And so it's been neat. It's started to be like a magnet and draw more and more people to it and more companies. And we like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, Tacoma likes that too. I'm going to say Tacoma, Seattle, everybody likes that on this side of the mountain. So, Tom, starting with you, when you think about some of the activities that are happening during this event, what are your favorites, or what are those things that you want to tell our audience not to miss?
Well, there's something for everybody, and you see, dads bringing their sons, daughters, or moms. There you see entire families. So people love to just look at gear. You could pick up and strum a guitar, or you have the serious collectors that are looking for something super vintage and old, but you got everything from every price point. You have accessories, and then you have a live performance stage with some of the greatest players the world has known. So some of the classic rockers all the way up to some of the newcomers. So if you're just there for live performances, there's that. And we saw last year literally all ages and families and everything. It was fantastic.
Joe, what do you want to add to that from your point of view of what would you make sure that we saw?
Well, I think the variety is the key. So even among the vendors, you've got dealers, you've got private people, you've got picker mentality people. You're going to find something fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Walking those aisles, and every time you walk through, it seems like you see something different. So you can kind of spend all day there.
I would. And Bruce, what do you want to add to that?
Well, this year we've got actually a guitar that was owned by Carlos Santana.
Oh, say no more.
I know, is that cool?
Yes.
1964 Gibson Firebird. And we have a photo of him holding the guitar, a letter from his management with the serial number saying this truly was his. He played it on these songs. And it's being offered for sale at the event. You could come and buy it yourself, Amanda.
Oh, I don't want to buy it. I just want to touch it and hope that some of his DNA rubs off on my hands.
You got to come see it. It's going to be neat.
So just off the top of your head, can you tell us what it's going to go for?
Probably starting at about $25,000.
Absolutely.
But,
if not,
cash talks, so you never know.
cash is king, isn't it? Though, yeah. Okay. So, Tom, how many vendors are attending this event, and what kind of products are they selling?
We have about 120 booths with everything from guitar pedals to amplifiers to new gear to guitars, mandolins, banjos. The whole range of instruments to string companies to guitar pickups.
Straps,
guitar
pickups,
straps.
parts, accessories, ukuleles.
I was
still really
going to
popular.
I'm like ukuleles?
No, there's a lot of
Banjos?
ukuleles. Yep.
But
Anything with strings.
Yeah.
exactly, but also Lawler guitar pickups that goes inside the guitar. They're based here out of Tacoma, so they've become one of our big sponsors and for the event.
And
so.
TV Jones is right just out of here, close by too. So we're bringing in the local manufacturers as well as the national ones.
I love that. And boy, the networking that must happen between the
Incredible.
national and local is something we can't also overlook, because that's exposure that neither one of them would get unless this festival existed.
And can I add one thing?
Yes.
Surveys are showing now that 50% of all new people, remember 3 chords and the truth is all Bob Dylan said you need to start playing guitar. 50% are female now, are starting playing the guitar.
Yes.
So ladies, come on out. It's gonna
Women
be good.
who rock.
That's right.
There we go. So, okay, Tom, I know you've been dying to tell me this. Let's talk about the featured performers.
Yes.
Well, speaking about females that rock, is Sarah Zimmerman from Striking Matches is one of the best slide players out of Nashville. She's going to be there with her group. So Justin Davis and Sarah Zimmerman with Striking Matches. Dave Amato from REO Speedwagon. Mark Holcomb from Periphery is just one of the greatest progressive players. Angus Clark from Trans-Siberian Orchestra, who was just at the Dome earlier this year. Larry Mitchell, Terry Robb, great blues player. Carl Tostin's coming back, and Griff Hamlin and the Single Barrel Blues Band from LA is going to be here.
You're going to miss them. They're good.
What, no Joe Perry?
Close. Patrick Kennison from Lita Ford's band is going to be here.
Boy.
We're rounding out the entire gamut of genres.
Boy, and that's a lot of work. It comes off the tongue real easy, but you're not just dealing with those amazing artists. You're dealing with their agents and logistics. So when you say that, my admiration is through the roof that you are able to bring all those people together. All right, Joe, let's talk about these beautiful guitars that you brought with you today.
Sure. Yeah, I make these guitars here in Tacoma.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about this one first, the two-tone one. What is this one's name?
That's a Sierra model.
Okay.
And that one was designed actually to replace a vintage example of the same model from the 50s.
Wow.
With the same specs and all that from someone who wanted a replacement for their old one. And then the other one is called a Tango, another example of a famous model from the 50s. And these are designed to be the greatest, like the greatest examples of the 50s and 60s guitars made in the U.S.
Joe, how do they sound different?
Oh, these are quite similar yet quite surprisingly different. But yeah, boy, that's a tough one because it's so much in the fingers. You
Okay.
can hear if Jimi Hendrix were to pick up either one of those, he'd sound like Jimi Hendrix.
I love that. So the best way to hear these or to get more information is to get to that festival and
Absolutely.
ask someone to pick it up and do a riff for you. Then that's your answer.
That's right. Yeah, hands
Riff is a good word, Amanda.
It's,
Way to go.
hey, I
like
know.
that.
You know, I'm not going to tell you about my rocker background. Okay, it's a different show. And Joe, how long does it take you to make a guitar like this?
about 4 months from a time of order.
And how long have you been making guitars?
Well, Regio Guitars is, we started in 2011, but I've been making guitars since I was 17, which goes a couple years farther back.
And do you sell used guitars also?
Once in a while.
Once in a while. And then, like, I know, for instance, my daughter, when we got her guitar, we talked with you.
Yeah.
You made great recommendations.
Good,
And you
good.
helped us tune it. Do you still offer those services?
I do still do repairs and general service.
Nice.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Does a very good job on repairs. I wouldn't
Yes,
take it
he
anywhere
does.
else. Yeah.
He absolutely does. Joe, you are amazing.
Oh,
All right, so Tom, last few minutes here. Ticket price for the event?
It's a $20 ticket, and it's good for both days. So
Okay.
it's,
The
All
main
right.
stage, both days, the exhibit booth.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Free parking.
Are you going to have food there too?
oh yeah.
All right, good. You
Good
got to munch while you're playing the Git fiddle. Okay, who do we need to thank, Bruce?
Well, we've got all of our sponsors and everything. We've got Yamaha's a big platinum sponsor, and we've got Lawler, the local pickup company, and TV Jones, and Paul Reed Smith, and then all the big stores around here.
And Guitar Maniacs, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Guitar
yes.
Maniacs, Mike and Mike's, Thunder Roads, the Guitar Store, the American Music, Ted Brown Music here in Tacoma.
Yes.
They're all there represented. And
All right.
one thing to say, if you got a guitar you want to sell or try to trade, bring it with you. You can carry in 2 guitars.
Great idea.
And, these stores, if the stores actually buy more guitars than they sell, they're happy because they're trying to stock more on their shelves. So bring in that instrument, you walk out with some cash and maybe buy something else with the money.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, last 30 seconds. This is a one-word answer
Oh, geez.
from all three of you. What is the one thing or one feeling you hope people leave this festival with? Joe. One word.
Joy.
Yes.
That was a
Bruce.
good one. Community.
Love that, Tom.
Happiness.
All three of you have brought us community, joy, and happiness. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
And please come back next year again and again because you guys are so important to us. And happy fiddling. All right. When we come back after truly a little bit of musical chairs, we'll have Fort Nisqually Living History Museum here in the house. You don't want to miss that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.